hour of 12 p.m. having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Sergeants at arms, please close the doors of the House. Prayer today will be offered by our colleague, Representative Young. Immediately after prayer, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Members and guests, please rise as able.
Lord, thank you for allowing us to be in your presence one more day. Thank you for allowing us to return to this chamber one more day. Thank you for granting us the grace to be able to understand our purpose here, our purpose for the people, our understanding of governing, our understanding of serving, and our understanding of what compassion can look like, what service can look like, and what help looks like. We pray that you continue to use our eyes so that we can see what we need to see to return humanity back to government and in Harrisburg. And we pray that you use our hands to do good for the people across this Commonwealth because they elected us to do that. And I pray that you give us the heart to just see humanity in all people and help us to better understand that we can get so much more done together than divided. And I also continue in prayer for you to remove people who don't understand their assignment in this space, who don't understand the purpose of service, and also who don't understand that collaboration takes work, and remove people who are not willing to put your will forward in service and helping those who elected us to serve. So in all these things, I pray in your name, Jesus, amen.
I pledge allegiance. Sergeants at arms, please open the doors of the House. Members and guests, please take your seats. Without objection, the approval of the journal from Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024 will be postponed until printed. The House will come to order. Colleagues, please take your seats so we can acknowledge our guests. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Please take all conversations off of the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Bucks County, Representative Brennan, has a guest page here. Seated in the front of the House, please welcome Tegan Hart, a sophomore at Pottsville Area High School, where she is involved in soccer, track, and various clubs. She looks forward when she grows up to pursuing a medical career, and her family is here with her, and they are seated upstairs in the gallery. Tegan, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Please have your seats and cease your conversation. You can take it off of the floor. Please take your seats. Our colleague that has served his constituents in Berks County for the last 12 years, Representative Rozzi, will be addressing the chamber soon for a portrait unveiling. We are so excited to acknowledge his special guests that are seated to the left of the speaker's rostrum. Today, we have his immediate predecessor, retired Representative Dante Santoni, who represented the 126th Legislative District from 1993 to 2010, along with his wife, Sharon Santonia. Please stand so we can welcome you. Thank you for your service. Glad to have you here today. We also have the representative-elect for the 126th Legislative District, Jacqueline Rusnick, and her partner, Mike Merkel. Please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. We also have seated to the left of the speaker's rostrum here for Representative Rozzi, the president of Kutztown University, Dr. Kenneth Hawkinson, along with his wife, Anna Marie Hayes Hawkinson. Representative Rozzi's mother is here, Mrs. Grace Rozzi. Please stand or wave your hand. Thank you for being here. His daughter, McKenna. She didn't make it, that's all right. Hello at home, McKenna. We also have Sandra, Brian Floyd, Maria and Patrick Garrity, Sandra Corpora, and Noel Janowski. Please stand and welcome. Thank you for being here. And in the back of the house are more family, friends, and legislative staff who are here to celebrate his retirement. Thank you all for being here. Also in the back of the house, our colleague from Washington County, Representative O'Neill, has some special guests, the family of a former member who we will acknowledge in a few moments with a condolence resolution today, the family of retired Representative Austin Murphy Jr., who passed away on April 13th, 2024, at the age of 96 years old. He had a very distinguished career, serving 6 terms here in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives from 1959, and then moved on to the Pennsylvania Senate in 1971, and then to the United States House of Representatives in 1976. Representative O'Neill has here in the back of the House, and please stand, the family of the retired and late Representative Mr. Murphy, his children, Colleen, R. Brian, Aaron, Maureen, Holly, Patrick, 16 grandchildren, along with friends and former colleagues, all here to celebrate his life of service. Please know you are welcome to the floor of the House, and we're grateful for his memory on this day. Our colleague that serves Lancaster has up in the gallery Representative Smith Wade L., the Milagro House community. The Milagro House is the only residential program in the city, or excuse me, in the county of Lancaster that helps mothers who are facing homelessness while allowing and enabling them to complete their educational studies. Milagro House is more than a place to live. It's safe, it's a place to grow, flourish, and an opportunity to build brighter futures. With those from the Milagro House in the gallery, please stand. Thank you for being here today. Our colleague that serves Lycoming County, Representative Flick, has in the gallery Ella Adkins and Kayla Block. Ella and Kayla are both senior students at the Williamsport Area High School in Williamsport. Ella is the president of the school's debate team, Model UN, and the founder of the school's aquarium club. She has a winning record and a 4.0 GPA. Kayla is the captain of the girls' varsity tennis team, has been on varsity for all 4 years of high school. She's also a part of the debate club, the Model UN, and a member of the class of 2025's executive board, also has a 4.0 GPA, and looks forward to studying veterinarian medicine. With these outstanding students from Williamsport, 12th grade students, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. We're so proud of you. In the gallery, our colleague that serves Erie, Representative Mirsky, welcomes to the floor of the House Michael Blehash, the national chairman of the October Polish American Heritage Month, which is a national effort that is established in all 50 states, promoting the heritage of millions of Americans that share their Polish heritage, and it started in 1981. He is also a former president of the United Polish American Social Services, an agency that was established in 1908. We are so excited to welcome the chairman here. Please stand and thank you for being with us today. Our colleague that serves Montgomery County, Representative Malagiri, has in the gallery a few of his constituent service advisors. We have Jojo Dalwadi, Ranuk Jamalpar, Jack Land, and Gretchen Berry, the District Office Director. Thank you all for your hard work in Montco. Please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Philadelphia County, Representative Giral, has some district office staff in the gallery here. Some of them, it is their first time visiting Harrisburg. We welcome the district office director, Sarah Molero, along with Luz Torres, Adrian Rosario, Nelson Santiago, and Debbie Toro. Bienvenidos. Thank you for your hard work in Philly. Welcome. Please stand. Are there requests for leaves of absence? The chair recognizes the majority whip, who indicates there are none. The chair recognizes the minority whip, who requests leave for the gentlelady from Bucks County, Representative Labs, for the day. Without objection, the leave is granted. The chair is about to take the master roll call. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? (202) members having voted on the master roll call, a quorum is present. The clerk will record the vote. We're about to take up a condolence resolution honoring the deceased former member, Representative Austin Murphy of Washington County. Sergeant at Arms, please close the doors of the House. Members, please take your seats. The chair recognizes the majority leader, who calls up House Resolution 569, printer's number 3814, on page 1 of the uncontested supplemental Calendar A. Will the House agree the resolution? The clerk will read the resolution.
A resolution expressing condolences upon the death of the Honorable Austin J. Murphy, Jr., a member of the House of Representatives from 1959 through 1971. Whereas the Honorable Austin J. Murphy, Jr. died on April 13, 2024 in Carroll Township, Washington County at 96 years of age. And whereas the House of Representatives remembers Mr. Murphy, a former representative from Washington County who served as a member of both chambers of the Pennsylvania General Assembly and member of the United States House of Representatives. And whereas the House of Representatives recognizes Mr. Murphy's community presence as a local office holder in the 1950s and a practicing attorney in the borough of Charleroi from 1953 through 1976. And whereas the House of Representatives further recognizes Mr. Murphy's continuing visibility and outreach as a federal or state legislator from 1959 through 1995. And whereas Mr. Murphy consistently worked for the benefit of his constituents in Western Pennsylvania, including residents of Washington, Greene, and Fayette counties. And whereas, born June 17, 1927 in North Charleroi Borough, Washington County, Mr. Murphy was a son of Austin J. Murphy, Sr. and Evelyn Spence Murphy. And whereas Mr. Murphy graduated from Charleroi High School, Duquesne University, and the University of Pittsburgh School of Law. And whereas, a World War II veteran, Mr. Murphy served in the United States Marine Corps from 1944 through 1946, earning the rank of corporal. And whereas Mr. Murphy served in the United States Marine Corps Reserve from 1948 through 1951. And whereas Mr. Murphy held various local public offices before his 1958 election to the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, and whereas a six-term member of the House of Representatives, Mr. Murphy continued his public service in the Senate of Pennsylvania beginning in the session of 1971 to 1972. And whereas Mr. Murphy distinguished himself as a member and chair of the Local Government Commission and member of the Pennsylvania Commission on Interstate Cooperation, and whereas, having won the election to the 95th Congress of the United States, Mr. Murphy resigned from the Senate in January 1977. And whereas Mr. Murphy was reelected to 8 succeeding Congresses, representing Pennsylvania's 22nd District from 1977 through 1993, and the redrawn 20th District through his 1995 retirement. And whereas Mr. Murphy dedicated his energies to the Coal Caucus and labor issues while maintaining a presence at community events. And whereas Mr. Murphy's memberships included the Mon Valley Leathernecks, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and American Legion. And whereas Eileen Mona McNara Murphy, Mr. Murphy's wife of more than 6 decades, a daughter, 3 grandsons, and 3 siblings preceded him in death. And whereas 6 children, 16 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and a sister survived Mr. Murphy. And whereas on April 19, 2024, the Mon Valley Firing Squad and Honor Guard conducted military honors at Mr. Murphy's interment at Howe Cemetery, Cole Center, Washington County. Therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives express condolences upon the death of the Honorable Austin J. Murphy, Jr., a member of the House of Representatives from 1959 through 1971. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to the family of Austin J. Murphy.
Chair thanks the clerk. On that question, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Washington, Representative O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge Representative Austin Murphy, Jr., and much of what I will say you actually just heard, but I think it bears repeating because yet another member of the greatest generation he is yet another member of the greatest generation who lived a life based around serving others. He served our country in the Marine Corps from 1945 to 1946 and at the end of World War II. He continued his career in the Marine Corps Reserves from 1948 to 1951. Representative Murphy served his community in Monongahela, Pennsylvania, as we just heard, as an attorney, auditor, council member, school board member. He became a Washington County Assistant District Attorney in 1956 and eventually was elected to the state representative in 1958. As we just heard, he served 6 consecutive terms in the state house before he moved across the building to serve as state senator in 1977. Until 1977. In 1977, Representative Murphy was elected to Congress and tasked with serving an even larger number of his friends and neighbors. He did so proudly until 1995. After nearly 5 decades of service, we can only imagine the highs and lows, daunting challenges and rewarding successes experienced by this extraordinary Pennsylvanian. Unfortunately, I never had the pleasure of meeting Representative Murphy before his passing, but I can tell you in Washington County, his legacy lives on. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the resolution will rise and remain standing for a moment of silence as a mark of respect for the deceased former member. Guests, please also rise as able. The resolution has been unanimously adopted. Sergeants at Arms, please open the doors of the House. The chair grants floor access to Tessa Byford and Tobias Dimmel from the Protogem Pictures to videotape without audio for the duration of the portrait unveiling ceremony. Members, while we just mourn the loss of a former member of this body, we now turn to celebrate the career of one of our distinguished retiring colleagues. The members can please take their seats. Any conversation, feel free to take them off the floor of the House. Members, please take your seats. The House will come to order. Please take your seats. As you know, on the first floor of the main Capitol building, there exists the Speaker's Gallery, a hallway adorned with portraits of former speakers of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Along those walls, among those portraits, you'll see pictures of speakers who served our Commonwealth prior to the founding of our nation. Speakers who navigated Pennsylvania through times of uncertainty, and speakers who helped lay the foundation for the many communities in Pennsylvania that we know and love today. Today, it is so exciting that we unveil the portrait of the 140th Speaker of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, our honorable colleague, Mark Rozzi. Speaker Rozzi's career has been marked by an unwavering commitment to justice, particularly justice for survivors of childhood sexual abuse. Speaker Rozzi didn't just talk the talk, he also walked the walk. On November the 26th, 2019, Governor Tom Wolf signed into law former Speaker Rozzi's House Bill 962. That legislation prospectively abolished Pennsylvania's criminal statute of limitations on childhood sexual abuse and extended the timeline for victims to file civil action against their abusers and institutions from ages 30 to 35. Impressively, former Speaker Rozzi accomplished this while being a member of the Minority Caucus. While Speaker Rozzi's tenure as Speaker was very brief, it too was marked by an unwavering commitment to justice. While Speaker Rozzi was entrusted with great authority that he could have used to further his own personal agenda, instead, his priority was to ensure that the will of the voters was entirely respected. If you have any conversations, you can take them off the floor. Speaker Rozzi put the institution of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives above himself. In doing so, he made himself into a great statesman and a great Speaker of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Mark, on behalf of this great institution, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, and all of our neighbors in every corner of this great Commonwealth who've benefited from your tireless pursuit of justice, we thank you. Before we unveil Speaker Rozzi's portrait, we must recognize the exceptional artist who worked so hard on this. Sandra Corporer is a resident of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. She received her bachelor's degree in fine arts from Kutztown University, which I understand is the former Speaker's alma mater. And she received the prize for the best fine arts graduate. Amongst numerous other affiliations, Ms. Corpora is a signature member of Oil Painters of America. She has won an award for excellence and a signature member of American Women Artists, where she's also won an award for excellence. This is Ms. Corpora's first portrait in the Speaker's Portrait Gallery. On behalf of the House of Representatives, thank you so very much, Sandra, for such a fine contribution to our gallery. Speaker Rozzi, if you will at this time, do the honors and unveil for us your portrait and join us at the rostrum to offer your remarks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Leader Bradford. Thank you, Leader Cutler. I want to thank my family and friends for coming out today. I want to thank President Hawkinson from Kutztown University, who we had a long discussion over talking about this painting, and he said he had an alumnus who that he thought would do an amazing job, Sandra, and he put everything in connection for us. So I wanted to keep it in Berks County, and an artist that was from my university. I love the Apache school system. I love Kutztown University, and I love everything that they have to offer. And I really want to say thank you for my family for coming out today, for taking the time in their busy schedule to come and support me today like they always had. And in the back, I also have more family and friends back there. I got even a Mount Penn fire guy who complains that he doesn't, there isn't enough fires to put out. And then the other day, we had a huge fire on the mountain in Berks County, and he was up there for hours. You're not complaining anymore, are you, Dave? But you're safe, and that's what matters. And so I want to appreciate the love and support that my family has given me. And the one person I have to recognize, she reminds me that without her, I wouldn't be here, and that's very true, and that's my mother, Grazia. Go ahead, stand up one more time, Mom. Go ahead, you can sit down, sit down. She's a tough woman, being raised with her. She's a 84-year-old Sicilian woman, and that should tell you everything that you need to know. She probably has a wooden spoon hid up her sleeve right now that if anybody gets out of line, she will use it. She can throw a shoe and hit you from about 20 feet as well. That was something that we experienced growing up in our household, but only because we had a lot of boys, and it was never a quiet household. But she can make lasagna like nobody's business, and all the other Italian food that I love to eat. So, but without her, truly, I can remember the day that really started this journey for me, back in 1984, where after being raped in the shower, I ran home, and when I got home, I was hyperventilating, and she knew something was wrong. And she sat me down in the chair, and she kept asking me, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I just kept saying, "Nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong." And she's like, "You're not leaving this chair until you tell me what's wrong." She knew it. She knew something had happened that day. She couldn't put her finger on it. I wasn't about to tell her, because how do you tell your mother that your local parish priest took you and another boy in the room, and he raped you in the shower while he had the other boy in the bed? That's just not something that you talk to your parents about that easy, or are able to talk about. But she knew it. And come Monday morning, she made me go to school with her, and she confronted the principal, who said that he would look into it. And she made sure that I never served another day in that church. So she stood up for me then, and when I decided to run, she got her team and all her senior friends, and they hit the streets collecting signatures for me, which I hate. I'm glad I don't ever have to do again. Especially with the ring cam now, they see you coming, and they know they're not answering. We really should make something online that would make it easier for the members to do that and get up with the ages. But with her support and her constantly just loving on me and And again, you know, when I say, like, we got disciplined back in the day, today they call that child abuse, right? Yeah, it's, she could, like I said, that wooden spoon was, it was hard. But that discipline is really what set me on a course to really be a good kid and listen to my parents and want to go to school and learn. So she came with me the first time I came to the Capitol. It was on around March 26, 2011. Mike McGeehan was having a rally here, along with Representative Bishop, who at the time came forward and talked about her own abuse. And that's the first day that I met my executive assistant, Pam Otto, all the way in the back of the house here. And she was working for McGeehan, and my friend and I came up and we attended the rally. And I knew it was at that point that I was coming back to this place because there was just few legislators that were there supporting McGeehan. And I knew that I had to find a way back to make a difference, to be a victim here, to do what was right. And Pam really was an asset to me in the office, along with the rest of my staff. My district staff is here, Ryan Yingrid, and my chief of staff, Ryan Chad, somewhere in the back there. I want to thank you guys for all the work that you've done. It was a journey, and I'm glad, though, that this journey is coming to an end, and the next chapter's empty, and I can write whatever I want to. And I know the best speeches are the short speeches. And I want to say thank you to my colleagues, to Matt Bradford, who we spent a lot of time down in spring training down in Florida watching the Phillies. Our first day there, he shows up and his Irish skin gets burned and bubbling. The lady next to him is like, "Sir, I think something's wrong with your legs." "Yeah, let's get him to the ER." We sat in the shade for the rest of the time there for our games. But my colleagues, I want to thank, my Berks County, Manny Guzman, Johanny Cepeda, keep marching on, and even my Republican Berks, Dave Maloney, Gillen, and the retiring sheriff over here. Congratulations on your retirement, Barry. And Jamie, Barton, make sure you take Kutztown University good care of them. They're our school. So to the rest of the Dems, keep forging on, keep doing what's right. Peace out.
As is our custom here in the House with every member's retirement, it's an honor to present you with the gavel, not that you haven't broken a few. Congratulations on your retirement. We're so proud of you and excited for your next steps. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Resolution 514, printers number 3573, on page 7 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating the month of November 2024 as Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Rob Matzey.
Will the House agree to the resolution? On that question, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Beaver, Representative Matzey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, oftentimes when we introduce resolutions, it's a resolution because someone asked you to do it, or it's an issue in your district or a place. I've had the honor of offering this resolution for the last 10 years. This resolution is recognizing Pancreatic Cancer Month. And I started offering this resolution because it was personal to me. 2 years ago, this past August, my mother passed away 8 years after being diagnosed. She was a miracle. 1 in 5 make it 5 years. So we had my mom for 8 years after her diagnosis. She was fortunate that we caught the tumor early enough, and she was able to go through surgery, 15 hours. It's called the Whipple. Basically, do some cutting and sewing, and a couple of robots are used to make it work. And thanks to the gifted hands of the physicians and medical personnel, she came through. And as I said, we were lucky. We had her for 8 more years. We've had pancreatic cancer reach this chamber. Our former colleague from Erie, Flo Fabrizio, my former roommate. We lost Flo before the end of his last term. He was diagnosed, and it was rapid. And we saw his decline before our very own eyes. So we offer this resolution like we oftentimes do when it's something medical. It's to bring awareness and attention, to use our bully pulpit to let folks recognize and know that there are signs to look at. This is one of the hardest, if not the hardest, cancers to really put a pinpoint on. My mother, it took 4 months before they finally realized exactly what it was. So I know we have some colleagues that had some family members as well that they lost due to this devastating disease. So I offer this resolution again in memory not only of my mom, but of everyone who has fought the good fight and did it with dignity. And I thank you for the opportunity just to share that short story, and I ask for an affirmative vote of House Resolution 514. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 201, the nays are 1. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 93, printer's number 3372, on page 2 of today's House calendar. The clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill directs public institutions of higher education to provide all first-year students with the opportunity to attend one of 3 on-campus volunteer sex trafficking and exploitation prevention and education programs.
Will the House agree to the bill? Representative Topper offers amendment A05162. Will the House agree to the amendment on that question? Chair recognizes the gentleman from Lancaster, Representative Cutler.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's my understanding that this is a technical amendment in nature, updates some terms contained in the bill, and just gets it to what is the desired final product and that it is agreed to.
Chair thanks the gentleman. On that question, the chair recognizes the gentleman, Representative Schweier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is an agreed-to amendment and ask for an affirmative vote.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the amendment will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the amendment. The ayes are 202, the nays are 0. The amendment is agreed to. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The bill as amended will be reprinted. Chair recognizes the gentleman, Representative Schlossberg, for a caucus announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, House Democrats will have an immediate members-only caucus upon the conclusion of session. Again, House Democrats, members-only caucus upon the conclusion of session.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentleman, Representative Dunbar, for a caucus announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a reminder, Republicans will get together at 1 o'clock upstairs, 1 o'clock in the caucus room. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentleman. The majority leader moves that the following bill be recommitted to the Committee on Appropriations. House Bill 93. Chairs in receipt of the following reports, which the clerk will now read.
A report in compliance with the state-related University Non-Preferred Appropriation Act of 2023, dated June 20th, 2023, from Temple University of the Commonwealth System of Higher Education and its subsidiaries regarding consolidated financial statements of supplemental schedules and of for the years ended June 30th, 2024 and 2023, an independent auditor's report. An annual report as required by the Uniform Commercial Code Modernization Act of 2001 from Pennsylvania Department of State regarding the Uniform Commercial Code report to the Governor and General Assembly, and a report from the Pennsylvania Department of General Services regarding the procurement deputate quarterly legislative report for quarters 3, quarter 4, fiscal year 2023.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Members, if I can have your attention. On this day in history, the gentlelady from Delaware County was welcomed into the world. Happy birthday, Representative O'Mara, my Southeast Delegation Chair. Chair is in receipt of a motion from the gentleman from Berks, Representative Razi, that the House now adjourn until Wednesday, November the 13th, 2024 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. Questions on the motion? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House stands adjourned until Wednesday, November 13th, 2024 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.